Record. I did. Okay, we are recording. Okay, so we are open for your final, well, I shouldn't say your final review, your exam 5 review. It's your last test before the final. So, what questions do you guys have? And oh, by the way, I did post the review up late last night too, so I apologize. I should have got it up sooner, but I got busy. So exam reviews 7.3 to 8.6. And remember, of course, I have a lot of problems to pick from your last test to put on this test. So we can either go over this or you guys can ask me any questions you want. So I'll be quiet and let you guys say what you want to say.
Hey, Professor.
Yeah.
Could we look at number 51 on our practice review exam?
Okay. 51, the last problem?
Yep.
Okay, so use the coefficient of x in the expansion of 5x plus 2 to the 5th. Okay, so we'll just open up a new page here. Let me make this a little bit bigger. So 5x plus 2 quantity to the 5th, and we're looking for the x term. Okay. Now I'm trying to remember. I can't remember Pascal's triangle for this, but okay, so here we'll set it up this way. So it's 5 over 0 times your 5x to the 5th, and then we're going to go 5 over 1, and we're going to go 5x to the 4th times 2, and then we're going to go 5, 2, and 5x to the 3rd times 2 squared. Yeah, that's right. And then we're going to go 5, 3. I should make that bigger so I can see it. 5, 3, we're looking at 5x squared times 2 cubed. And then we're going to be looking at 5, 4 and 5x to the first power times 2 to the 4th power, and then 5, 5. That needs to be bigger too. And 5x to the 0 power, 2 to the 5th, 2 to the 5th power. Okay. So as we're looking at this, oh, did Camilla join us? Oh, good, she got in. As we're looking at it, we're looking for the x term. Well, this would be the x term right here. So that's the one we're going to pay attention to. So 2 to the 4th, I think, yeah, is 16. So I'm going to have a 16 times a 5, which is 80. And then I need to, and I'm pretty sure this is a 5. Yeah, 5 factorial over 4 factorial, 1 factorial. That's going to be just 5. So 16. So basically, we just need to multiply those two together. 5 times 16 times 5 is 400. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What other questions do you have?
How many questions from the last test are you going to put on this one?
Probably just one.
Okay.
You're happy about that, right? Because it wasn't a good test.
Yeah, that's a really
tough test. So I'll treat it the same way I did on the last test as far as Proctorio Make sure all your sheets are empty. Kind of show those to me really quick before you start the test. This time I'm going to make the rule, do not print the test. And I think that will save some problems. It won't kick you out of the test. Apparently, if you try to print it, it automatically kicks you out. I didn't realize that. So yeah, don't even try to print it. Just, I'm not going to put a lot of spaces in there anymore since you're just going to be writing it on your own paper anyway. And then 5% extra credit for taking it between the hours of 9 and 10, just like normal. And there'll be 10 problems just like normal too.
Can we do number 42?
42.
I'm still very, very lost with how to work with sums.
Okay, so I wonder, I can't copy that. Let me try. Because I always like to do it in Excel. 42, find the sum. And we got to put it in a fraction form. Okay, 42. Oh, there we go. I guess I can cover that up. Find the sum. Okay, so which formula should I use for this one?
Would it be the partial sum formula?
Yeah, but you've only got four partial sum formulas. First of all, what kind of a series is this? Is it arithmetic, geometric, or something else?
It's geometric.
Metric. Okay, so because it's geometric, that should narrow you down to two formulas. Is it an infinite series?
No.
No, so that should narrow you down to one formula. So S sub n should equal.
Should equal a to the 1 minus r n over 1 minus r.
That's correct. A times 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. And I'll underline that so it looks like a fraction. So we need to figure out what a is. What's a in this case?
Is it 5?
No. A is your first term, a sub 1. What's a sub 1?
4/3.
Well, 4/3 is part of it. So we've got 4/3, and then we got to multiply that by
2.
2 to the
Okay.
first power.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. So 2 to the first power is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. So your first term becomes 8 over 3. 8 divided by 3. Okay. So that's your a. Now we need to figure out 1 minus r. What's r in this case?
Is that going to be the 5?
Nope.
No. I'm not sure.
Anybody know?
Is it 2?
It is 2. It's your ratio. So that's your 2 to the k power.
Okay.
And we're going to raise it to, instead of to the k power, we're going to raise it to what power?
1.
No.
I'm not I don't know.
Would it be 5?
It would be 5. We're raising it 2 to the 5th power, and then on the bottom we need to divide by 1 minus r, and r is 2, as we said before. Okay. So now, essentially, what we're going to do is 1 minus 2 to the power is negative 31. We're going to multiply that times 8. And we're going to divide by 1 minus 2 is negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. So the negatives are going to cancel. And I'm going to get 8 times 31 divided by 3, which is 248 divided by 3, which on a, let's see, 2, Oh yeah, that's not divisible by 3. Okay. So on a multiple choice test, that's your answer right there. 248 over 3.
There it is.
Yep, it's answer C. Okay.
All right. Practice.
Yep. What other questions you guys have?
On E3, could you identify what's the A and R term? Because I just see one term there. It's 1/3, so I'm just not sure.
Which problem?
Right there on 43, right below 42. Could you just
43.
identify the A and R term?
Sure. There we go. So 43. Oops, I'm in the wrong place. I'm gonna copy this. Whoops. All right. So we'll just open up a new page for this one. This one's also find the sum, but you just want to find the A term and the R term. R term should be super easy.
Is it just 1/3 or?
It is 1/3.
Okay.
Okay. The A term's slightly harder, but not, it shouldn't be too bad. So how would you figure? So, and maybe it sounds like Landon, and I know that Landon didn't ask this question, but Landon, does this look like Greek to you? Are you not sure what this means?
A little bit. When I wrote it down in my notes, I wrote it as SN or as sum. I didn't write the Greek word, the Greek sigma, so it kind of threw me off a little bit.
Okay, so essentially what this means is I want you to find the sum of the first 4 terms. Okay. So in fact, and I know, who asked this question?
I did, Nathan.
Nathan. So I know you only wanted the A, but what might be easier is to figure out what is A1 and A2 and A3 and A4. And so, of course, when you find A1, that's the same thing as A. So how would you figure that out based on the formula?
Is it the formula that you copied and pasted there, or are we using the S formulas? Oh, okay. So, are you just plugging in? Did you say you're doing? Are you plugging in K to as 1? So 1 + 1 is 2, and then it's 2/3. I'm not sure.
Okay, so this would be 1/3
right
squared, which is 1/9. That's correct. Oops. 1/9. Okay. And then the second term would be.
Okay, this makes it a lot easier. Thank you.
Okay, good. Because I was afraid, I didn't want you to get too scared of the notation. So Nathan, can you give me the second term? We did answer.
2 + 1, and then it'd be 1/3 to the 3rd power.
Exactly. So this is 1/3 to the 3rd power, which is 1/27th, except for that's going to put January 27th. Okay. And then, okay, so 1/3 to the 4th power and 1/3 to the 5th power. And now, if I did these all, if I put an equal sign in here, the problem with Excel is it's going to turn everything into a decimal. It's not wrong, it's just not the formula I would like to see on your And this, I don't know that one in my head. I think it's 1 over 81. It is 1 over 81. And I think it's 1 over 243, but I don't trust myself. So 1/3 to the 5th power. No, that's not what I wanted. I know, just let me answer it. 1/3 to the 5th power. And so really what you could do, but I don't really want to see this on your calculator, that is actually the correct answer if you were to find the sum, 0.164609. You're just adding up the first 4 terms. Now, how I would like to see it, I don't know, Nathan didn't ask this, but let's do it anyway. This is 1 over 81. And if my math is correct, I'm pretty sure this is 1 over 243. But now that we have that, we can use the a times 1 minus r to the nth power over 1 minus r. So a in this case is going to be 1/9. And this is going to be 1 minus 1/3 to the 4th power over 1 minus 1/3. Okay. And so 1/3 to the 4th power, I'm pretty sure, well, let's make sure I'm right because I'm pretty sure that's right, equals 1/3, or actually let's do it, what's 3 to the 4th power? It's 1 over 81, I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so I was right. Okay, so 1 minus 1 over 81 is going to be negative 80 divided by 81. Your first term is 1/9, and then we're going to divide that by 1 minus 1/3, which is 2/3. So if I divide by the reciprocal, that's going to be 3/2. So essentially, as I'm multiplying these 3 terms together, is that right? Yeah, I guess it is.
Hold on, I'm confused.
Seems
Isn't
wrong.
it
Something's
1
wrong.
minus 1 over 81?
Ah, there we go. I knew I did something wrong. No, wait, 1 minus r. No, 1 minus r. 1 minus 1/3 is 2/3, right?
Yeah. And so the top part of the fraction, isn't it 1 minus 1 over 81 times 1?
So 1 minus 80, 1 minus 1 over 81 is negative 80 over 81,
Okay.
right? Except for this is giving me an odd number or a negative number. Why am I getting a negative number? What am I doing wrong? Because if I multiply these across here, 3 times negative 80 times 1 is negative 240. And then this times that times that, 240 over 15. That doesn't seem right. What am I doing wrong?
Doesn't the 1/9 goes on the numerator?
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter when you're,
Oh, really?
yeah. What am I doing wrong? 1 minus 1/3 to the 4th power.
Why is the bottom one not -2? The 2/3? Why is that one not negative? Oh, is that just because it's okay? I got it.
Yeah, 1 minus 1/3 is 2/3. So that's still positive. See, it shouldn't be. Let me see something here. Okay, so I got the same number here. These two numbers are the same. I'm just trying to figure out why my negative isn't correct. Why I have a negative and I shouldn't have a negative, because they're all positive numbers. Equals 1 minus 1/3 to the 4th power.
So
Oh, no.
I'm just like speculating because on the top one, the numerator isn't 1 greater than 1/81. So shouldn't it stay positive?
Oh, it should stay positive. Huh. I'm so used to being at negative, I stick it in the negative. There we go. That's better. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why I made that negative. Yeah, it shouldn't have been negative. Okay, so there we go. So I got the same answer in both cases. You know what's one? Let me see if I can find one, because I have a feeling, and I know they like to do this at Salt Lake Community College, and I haven't done enough of these UVU finals to know what they like to do. This one is a really good one, because we kind of went over the problems. Here we're going to do number 34, maybe 33 and 34. Those are both good ones. Yeah, those are both good ones. Let me copy both of those. Because I didn't feel like I gave you guys a good, like when I looked, we went over, was it 6.1? And there were some properties there that I went over, but I didn't feel like we gave you very many of these problems. So let's talk about 33 first. No, 34. We're going to do 34 first. Okay. So this is the sum of 1 to 47 of 6n minus 1. I don't know if 7003 is the answer. I didn't mean to put that there, but so if you try to list out all 47 terms, you are definitely going to run out of time. Okay. So we've got to learn some nice things about this. Okay. And so essentially, here's what I'm going to do. Maybe I should use my paintbrush. In fact, well, I'm going to make up a new, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, so 34 is the one that I want to pay attention to right now. Now, here's what you can do. You can rewrite 34 as, and these are those three things that I said. You can split it up from 1 to 47 of 6n plus the sum of 1 to 47 of -1. Okay. Now this piece here, you should be able to do really easily. What would be the sum of -1 47 times? When you find the answer, you're going to be like, oh, duh.
-1.
It's -47. Was that you, Fidencia, that said that?
No, it's Caitlin.
Oh, it was Caitlin. Sorry. I think you cut off, so I didn't hear that part. Okay, so this one's really easy. 47 times -1, that's -47. Now, with this one, you can actually pull the 6 out front, okay? And so this becomes 6 times the sum of n from 1 to 47, okay? Now, The sum of n, we know what that is with, God, that's a terrible looking 47. Let's try that again, 47. The sum of n digits, that was the same formula that the third grader figured out. Do you guys remember which formula that was? Here, I'm going to type because my handwriting looks so bad. S sub n equals a over 2, a divided by 2, times a sub 1 plus a sub n. Okay? So in this case, it's going to be 47 divided by 2 times your first term, which is going to be 1 plus 48. Excuse me, 47. Okay, 1 plus 47 is 48. 48 divided by 2 is 24. So this is going to be 24 times 47, which we can plug in our calculator. Okay, so that's this sum here, ignoring the 6. So whatever we get there, now the last thing we need to do is multiply that times 6. Okay, and that, so basically it's this piece here. Let me draw a box. It's 24 times 47 times 6, and then we need to subtract 47. Okay, so in this case, 24 times 47 times 6 equals 24 times 47 times 6. That's the sum of 6n, and then we need to subtract 47. And so our answer is 6721. Hopefully that's an answer there. 66, so that's answer C. Okay, does that make sense? Could you do that one in without listing out all 47 terms?
Professor, when you wrote the sum formula, you wrote a over 2. Is it n over 2, right? Because you plug in the 47 for n.
No, it's a over 2.
It's a over 2. Am I looking at a different formula?
Let me show
I
you.
might have wrote it down.
Here, I know I've got my Salt Lake Community College formulas. I haven't decided. Here's what I probably will do. I need to clear with the math department, which I will do today. Find old finals. But I know that these are pretty close. So the exact formula, I don't think you'll get this exact sheet, but it will be very similar. Oh, was it the n over 2? Yeah, it's this formula right here. That's the formula, n over 2. Oh, did I say a over 2?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it is n over 2. You're correct. I put the long letter down. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it should have been n over 2. So you've got 47 terms. I plugged it in right. I just used the wrong letter when I typed the formula. Yeah, it's this formula right here. Okay. So I probably will put, I'm pretty sure that I can put all of these formulas on here, all these 5 formulas. Oh my gosh, why? It let me draw a box and now it won't let me draw a box. Anyway, these 5 formulas right here, I will probably have those on there for sure. I'll probably put that on the first page. And then, oh, now it's going to let me draw the box. I'll probably have those on your first page, and then you'll just need to know when to use them. These other ones, I'm not sure. I can't remember if they let you use those. But those for sure will be on there. So you don't necessarily have to memorize them, but you should be familiar with them so you know when is it appropriate to use them.
Is that for the final or for this exam?
Both.
Okay.
I know at Salt Lake Community College they give you, actually, do you guys know what this is? What's this formula?
Is that for circle?
That's your circle.
Oh, is it?
Yep, that's a circle right there.
What's the elite?
I'll probably give you, you probably won't need these, but I'll probably give you these. I think UVU lets you use those. These are for your interest formulas. This is continuous interest. This is, oh, they're both continuous interest. It's the same thing. A equals PERT, it's the better one. This middle formula is dumb because it's the same thing as PERT. The last formula is compounded interest per year. It's not continuous, so SLIC gives you the, this is the binomial theorem. I don't know, I don't think UVU does. I'll have to double check that. SLIC, so then we've got, what is this formula here?
Oh,
Actually, both of these are the same thing.
Hyperbola?
Nope,
Ellipses.
that's an ellipse. And these are some of the, I don't think we give you all these. You still need to remember those. This is a hyperbola here. These, of course, are your parabolas. That's also a parabola. What's this again?
well, ellipse,
No, that's a hyperbola.
hyperbola. Dang it.
And that's an ellipse. Okay. The
Hey,
difference is
Professor.
the plus versus the minus.
The minus.
Yes, go ahead, Landon.
That was going to be my question. How do you tell the difference between an ellipse and a hyperbola? They look very similar, but it's the plus and the minus.
It's the plus and the minus. Yeah. The plus
Okay.
is an ellipse. The minus is a hyperbola.
Thank you.
So yeah, I need to update. I got an email, but I haven't looked at it closely. So, but yeah, plan on these being on both this test and the final. The rest of the formulas I can't remember. Well, I plan on this for the final, or these two sets of formulas. I'll probably give those to you on the final, or maybe not the middle one, but the person. Yeah, I probably won't give you the middle one because it's the same thing as PERT. Yeah, I will know better. In fact, I will post the review. I saw it. I just haven't seen. I haven't posted it. I'll probably try to post the review right after class today. So. All right, we didn't do the other one, and I don't want to spend too much time on sequences unless you guys want me to. I'm happy to do what you want. Could you do this problem 33? Is that like easy or hard? I don't know if 15987 is the correct answer. You're supposed to say, oh, that's so easy.
It will not be factorial of 432.
No. So I guess the first question is this arithmetic or geometric?
Arithmetic.
Arithmetic, yep, definitely. Arithmetic. Okay, so we're going to use, I think we're probably going to use this same formula that we used on 34. Except for we'll put an N instead of an A there. So we know in fact we will. Here, I'll just do this one really quick. We're kind of running out of time. So S sub N is going to equal N over 2. We don't know what the N over 2 is yet, but we do know times, we do know our first term is 6 and our last term is 432. So the only thing we need to figure out is the N. So how do we figure out the n? You guys are scaring me. So we're going to figure out our n with the formula a sub n equals a plus n minus 1 times d. Okay? So we don't know, we know what a is. A is 6. A is the first term in our sequence. Plus, we don't know what n is, n minus 1. What's d? What's your difference on this problem 33?
6.
6. Okay? So this is going to be 6 plus 6n minus 6, and we know that that equals the last digit, which is 432. So 6 minus 6 goes away, so I've got 6n equals 432, and then n is 432 divided by 6. So n equals 432 divided by 6, which is 72. So in this case, your n equals 72. So now that we know that n is 72, we plug it back up into here. We're going to get 72 divided by 2, which is 36, times 432 plus 6 is 438. And now we can just multiply those two together. 36 times 438, whoops, equals 36 times 438, which is 15,768. So that's not the correct answer. 15,768, so that would also be answer C. Okay. So it does seem like you guys need some practice on your sequences. It looks like I have a lot of problems with sequences in here, so that's good. I'll just mention here really quickly, 26 is small enough that you can go from 3 to 5. You just basically have to figure out what's 3, what's 4, what's 5. That's probably the easiest way to do that one. This one, probably you could do those 4 terms, I guess. Or you could use the formula and multiply it by 9. It's the sum of k from 2 to 5 times 9. Either way, it's probably easier just to list out all 4 terms. Let's see what else. Oh, so the other thing is we haven't talked about parabolas and hyperbolas. Those will definitely be on there. This one you can just make sure you don't add a 2 factorial in there. It's just 10 factorial. Actually, I can do this in my head. 10 times 9 is 90. The answer is C right there. And your hyperbolas and parabolas, they won't necessarily be on the center this time. So we are out of time, but do you guys feel confident with your hyperbolas and parabolas and ellipses? What is this? What's that? Oh, it says you. Oh, it does. No, it doesn't. No, it does say it's a hyperbola. I was going to ask you what that was, but you should know that's a. Why do we know that's a hyperbola?
Because of the minus sign.
Because of the minus sign, right? Because of that minus sign in between, right there. Okay. All right. So who's going to ace my test?
Probably me. Probably.
Okay. Good job, Fidencio. All right. I want you all to do well. So study hard and do well. It's only 2 weeks worth of material instead of 3, so should be easy. Although I will say it does seem that students struggle a bit with sequences. So especially sums of sequences. So practice those. Make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you know those formulas. Okay. Any last questions before I let you go?
No, I guess.
Okay. Camilla, I do want to talk to you after class, but I'm going to let everybody go. And we'll talk to you all later.
All right.
I'm going to turn off
Thank
recording.
you.
Mm-hmm.
See ya.